Welcome back everyone to DCW here on the WRESTLEDUDE YouTube channel, here on the 2K Universe mode. Thank you for joining me here tonight. Once again, coming off our big Dead Man Walking pay-per-view, we are opening up the show tonight with some words from our newly crowned DCW World Heavyweight Champion, and in our main event, we have the tag team titles on the line. It is going to be the Undisputed Era versus the Balor Clubs, Gallows and Anderson. That is going to be a very exciting main event. But here comes the new DCW World Heavyweight Champion entering the arena the exact same way he did at Dead Man Walking on that awesome motorcycle. No more long entrances. This guy rides in style, and he rides with the DCW World title around his waist. And what an incredible matchup that was between he and Johnny Gargano at Dead Man Walking. It took place in a Hell Coliseum. It's something that I never thought I would see here on DCW, but you know, anything can happen in this universe mode, just like we're seeing here right now. The Undertaker is a world champion, and from my understanding, he has some words here tonight for his, I guess, the former champion, Johnny Gargano here tonight. So let's hear what the Undertaker has to say about Johnny Gargano. We haven't seen him since Dead Man Walking. Hopefully he somehow got out of that Hell Coliseum. But I don't know. Let's hear what the Undertaker has to say to the former champion. Oh, wow. A really big sign of respect there by the Undertaker. Well, here comes Johnny Gargano. He's going to get that respect. The Undertaker providing props to Johnny Gargano following that world title match at Dead Man Walk. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Johnny, turn around. Or don't turn around. Lars Sullivan! What the hell? What is Lars Sullivan doing out here? Lars Sullivan just attacking Johnny Gargano with the steel chair! The Undertaker, much like most of this arena, is so confused. Why is Lars Sullivan out here right now? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, freak accident by Lars Sullivan. Gargano laid out by the freak Lars Sullivan. And now Lars Sullivan marching to the ring. The Undertaker staring right into the eyes of the freak. It's the freak and the phenom face to face. We thought we were going to get a handshake between the Undertaker and Johnny Gargano, but no, Lars Sullivan apparently wants to jump to the front of the line. He wants to be the first man to face the new DCW World Champion, the Undertaker. It seems like the Undertaker somewhat agrees he will face the freak at some point. My goodness, if you're going to make a debut, you do it the way Lars Sullivan did, attacking the former World Heavyweight Champion and challenging the current World Champion. That is going to be a very interesting storyline wherever that leads. Let's move on to one-on-one action here. Mia Yim, the winner of last week's Battle Royal, so she's the #1 contender to the Women's Championship. She faces Ruby Riott here tonight, another competitor that was in that Battle Royal. Mia Yim winning the matchup under very interesting circumstances. Rosemary came out when it was the final two, Mia Yim and Candice LeRae, and Rosemary used that book, that mysterious book that we saw her use against Bianca Belair after her matchup at Dead Man Walking. Ooh, she used the book, somehow blinded Candice LeRae, and then Mia Yim didn't realize what happened, but she took advantage, clotheslining Candice over the top rope and winning the matchup. So now, next week here on DCW, we will have a Women's Championship matchup between Mia Yim and Rosemary. But apparently following this matchup, we're going to get a little bit of an idea of what that matchup is going to be via the Women's Champion herself, Rosemary. But Ruby Riott, she had one impressive showing in that Battle Royal last week. She was the one that eliminated Rhea Ripley. That was a very big feat before being eliminated herself later on in the matchup. by, I believe it was Candice LeRae, but if Ruby Riott defeats Mia Yim here tonight, that is going to put her very high in the rankings for the DCW Women's title. Ruby Riott, a red hair versus blue hair matchup. Red versus blue, which is exactly what we're going to see next week for the women's title. A classic Impact Wrestling rivalry between Mia Yim and Rosemary going to be renewed next week. But the question lies, is Mia Yim going to that matchup a winner or a loser? We'll have to find out if she can defeat Ruby Riott here tonight. Ruby Riott off the top. Oh, missed with the Meteora. Mia Yim moved out of the way. Now Mia on the middle rope. Beautiful drop kick right on the jaw of Ruby Riott. And that rocked her. Now Mia Yim has the advantage. Looking for Code Blue. Taking down Ruby Riott. And Ruby clutching at her back. She's got to be hurt. Mia sending her into the corner. Ooh, she freaking mushed her in the corner there with that big boot. And again lining her up. Oh, for the Code Blue. That is 2 Code Blues to Ruby Riott. And now Mia Yim climbing to the top rope. Uh-oh. Oh my God! Oh my God, that's gotta be it. How did Ruby Riott kick out? She freaking compacted her neck on that splash. Normally, your opponent is flat on the mat when you do something like that. Oh my God! And then down on the nylon rope, Mia Yim is taking full advantage of the matchup. Eat defeat. Ruby Riott may be hurt bad. Mia Yim the cover off the eat defeat. And Mia Yim wins. I mean, heck, it might have been safer if Ruby Riott just didn't kick out there. Thankfully, she didn't. My goodness, taking the splash like that. Do we have a replay of that? She freaking landed hard. This was Ruby Riott's Code Red. And then Mia Yim, hits that brutal dive, compacting right on Ruby's neck. And then the finishing move, the eat defeat by Mia Yim, sends you to the victory. My God, I mean, I'm sure the matchup could have gone a lot longer, but I mean, we don't want Ruby Riott risking an injury here. Congratulations to Mia Yim picking up the win ahead of her title matchup against Rosemary next week here on DCW, but I mean, we might need to get Ruby Riott to a hospital. Let's move on. Let's hear from the women's champion about what type of matchup this is going to be next week here on DCW. Oh, alright, steel cage match. Nice, I like it. I remember their 6 Sides of Steel matchup that they had in Impact Wrestling. That was a very exciting one. Can't wait to see that. And I can't wait to finally see the resolution to this matchup. Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle. They've had 2 time limit draws against each other. We are having one final match between these two. I've taken away the time limit, so this matchup could go on for the entire rest of the episode. We need a winner for this historic rivalry. And Matt Riddle and Keith Lee agree. They've gone at each other multiple times. And you see them already clutching at each other's stomachs and stuff like that, different body parts on each other. That's because they're so bruised from beating up on each other the past couple of matches, and they still haven't been able to defeat each other. They've both times gone to a time limit draw, which is why I had to take away the time limit here. Apparently 15 minutes isn't enough for them, and this isn't a title match, so I can't award it 30 minutes. So instead, I've just decided to scrap the time limit for this matchup. This matchup must have a winner. Although there are countouts and disqualifications, though I don't think either of these men are going to get themselves counted out or disqualified. This is way too much of an incredible rivalry. And it's not a rivalry of bitterness or hatred or heel turns. It's just a rivalry of trying to figure out how to defeat the other. And so far, Matt Riddle hasn't been able to defeat Keith Lee, and Keith Lee hasn't been able to defeat Matt Riddle. And look at this, the Limitless One. Ooh, planting the King of Bros face first onto the mat. And Matt Riddle, he's done a lot here in DCW thus far. He's the one that retired Goldberg back at Backlash. That's why he has that custom gear on, the Bro gear, in honor of defeating Goldberg. But here tonight, oh, Matt Riddle trying to stay on Keith Lee. And these guys, they've hit a lot of moves on each other. They should know each other very, very well. And so Matt Riddle trying to do moves that you normally wouldn't see him do. Some diving attacks from off the top rope. But Keith Lee apparently even had that well scouted. Oh, tried to look for the pounce, it looked like, but I think he might have pounced a little bit too early. Matt Riddle shutting that down. And Matt Riddle, oh, with a vicious spear, cutting Keith Lee in half. Look at this instant replay on the spear. I don't know why we do replays on just the spears, but, I mean, it looks brutal. Look at this. Bam! Knocking the wind out of Keith Lee as you saw his expression. And even this early on in the matchup, both of these guys are so brutally winded after beating up on each other so much. Matt Riddle hardly able to lift up Keith Lee for the powerbomb. Keith Lee answers back with a big moonsault. And now Riddle grabbing out his ribs. Keith Lee into the cover. Nope. I shouldn't have expected that to be a 3 count, honestly. Like, these guys have fought each other so much, it wasn't just going to be some standing moonsault that was going to put these guys out. It is going to take something big for this matchup to end. I am counting on it here. It's not going to be some easy finishing maneuver. It has got to be something incredible to put down the other. Uh-oh. And we may be seeing that incredible thing right here. Matt Riddle. Oh my God! German suplex off the top rope. Riddle taking Keith Lee down the hard way. And now Riddle lining him up for the power bomb and then flipping him over. Final flash from Matt Riddle. And Riddle lining up Keith Lee for something. Keith Lee back to his feet. Oh, look for the German suplex. Keith Lee meets him with a back elbow. Oh, and Keith Lee taking down Riddle. Like I said, both these guys know each other very, very well. Multiple matches, you start to figure out the other's moveset. And now Keith Lee looking to fly from off the top rope. Oh, Keith Lee caught him with a crossbody. Riddle tried to get out of the way. And Keith Lee still somehow, someway planting the crossbody on the King of Bros. And now Lee looking for the Spirit Bomb. Matt Riddle fighting out of it. Trying to stay away from the finishing maneuver of Keith Lee. Clotheslining Lee over the top rope and down to the floor. And Riddle again climbing the top rope. The guy looks like Tarzan. Right onto the hair. Tarzan flying off the forest trees above. That was a bad analogy, but I'm sticking with it. Ooh, Keith Lee, though, trying to stay off. Oh, looking for a powerbomb on the outside. Oh, he's got him hooked. Riddle, he's got to try and fight out of this. Oh, he can't. Powerbomb into the apron. And then an added swing into the apron for good measure. See, those are the types of moves that are going to finally put one of these men down. You got to get very aggressive with your opponents here. Big elbow drop off the top rope by Keith Lee. Now into the cover on Matt Riddle. Is this enough? No, it is not. Riddle somehow able to kick out after the powerbomb into the apron and then that big elbow to the spine. Still not enough to put this match to rest, to put this rivalry to rest. Ooh, Matt Riddle fighting out of the corner. Meeting Keith Lee with some heavy strikes, some heavy blows, but Lee's still standing on his feet. But for how much longer? Bro to sleep. Into the German. And Keith Lee cover. Oh, but Riddle had to let go of the pinfall. I think Lee may just be so sweaty that Riddle slipped out of the pinfall. He couldn't get him. Riddle, tried to lift Keith Lee up into the bro hammer, and Keith Lee counters back with a belly-to-belly, but that sends Riddle out of the ring, and now Keith Lee on the top rope. Oh my goodness! Oh my God! Keith Lee launching himself out of the ring, basking in his glory indeed. Holy cow! Holy cow! That was incredible. You can't get that much better than that. Keith Lee launching himself out of the ring after Matt Riddle, and that may be enough to put him down, or so I thought it was. Riddle sending Lee off the ropes, launching him into the air, into another spear. Holy cow, how did Riddle launch Lee up into the air like that? Like he weighed nothing. But he weighs so much, and yet still able to put him down. And now Riddle, after the spear, looking for the bro hammer. But Lee counters again. Lee countering, sending Riddle into the corner. Shot to the gut. And now Keith Lee setting himself on the middle rope. Frog splash onto Riddle. And Keith Lee answering back with some brutal moves. Sending Riddle into the other corner. And now perhaps a receipt from earlier. We saw Matt Riddle deliver that German suplex off the top rope. Keith Lee may be looking for a top rope move of his own. The back suplex. Onto the head. Riddle collapsing onto his head. Keith Lee continuing the assault on his good friend. And Keith Lee collapsing to a knee. Like I said, both of these guys are beating the living hell out of each other. They're willing to go to many lengths. Lee trying to look for Grizzly Magnum. Wasn't close enough for it. Riddle counters back. Kick to the leg. And now Riddle delivering these MMA-style kicks to Keith Lee. Follows it up with a kick to the head. And now Matt Riddle looking at his fallen friend. What do I have to do to put him away? That's the question. Knee to the head. And Keith Lee collapses in the corner. But Riddle's got to stay on him. Missed with a chop. Keith Lee sends him into the corner. And Keith Lee's fired up. This can only mean one thing. Here we go. The pounce! And Riddle nearly knocked out the ref. The referee nearly became collateral damage after that pounce in the corner. And now Lee lifting up Riddle. Riddle, great counter. Riddle locking him. Oh my God, and a choke suplex. And Riddle getting even more aggressive here against Keith Lee. That's what you got to do in these types of matches. With a guy you just can't beat, you got to get a little bit more aggressive. Friendships don't matter in rivalries like this. Keith Lee off the middle rope. Big moonsault off the middle rope. And Keith Lee, I think he might have gassed himself on that. I think he might have tripped and hit his back on the corner. I don't know. He's trying to get some wind back in his pipes. Keith Lee again going up top. Could be looking for another elbow. To the spine. Riddle suckered him in though. Making him land hard on the floor. Riddle with a flurry of offense. And thankfully Keith Lee rolled out of the ring before any more damage could be done. Riddle. A receipt from earlier. Riddle launching himself onto Lee. Lee not able to move out of the way. And now Riddle has control of the matchup. It has been back and forth. At this point, honestly, I feel like these guys' heartbeat is going to stop before one of these two men is able to beat the other one. Keith Lee trying to continue the fight. Shot to the gut again. Now Keith Lee again ascending to the top rope. Looking for the top rope. Moonsault crushing Matt Riddle. But Keith Lee thinks it's not over yet. Looking for the Spirit Bomb to Matt Riddle. But Keith Lee again, he's gassed. The Spirit Bomb, but he can't capitalize on it immediately. Has to go for the pin, a very lazy pin. Here we go, cover 1, 2. No, a kick out by Riddle. A very late pin by Keith Lee following the Spirit Bomb. I think that might have been Keith Lee's biggest opportunity to win the match. He hit his finisher, but Riddle able to counter out of it. Matt Riddle Has him hooked again. Can he get him up? Yes, he can. Bro hammer. Bro hammer to Keith Lee. Will it be Riddle? No, it will not. Keith Lee kicks out of the bro hammer. And both of these guys just hit their finishers on each other, and both of them kicked out of it. That's a very rare situation here in DCW where someone kicks out of a finisher. Both of these guys are willing to do anything to defeat the other. Brutal knee strike there by Riddle. And now looking for another bro hammer. Keith Lee able to counter out of it. Oh, lifts him up into another spirit bomb. And Keith Lee is full of anger now. Why didn't he go for the pin? Oh, wait a minute. He's going to try 2 spirit bombs. 2 spirit bombs to Riddle. Is that enough? And Riddle's still getting back to his feet. Keith Lee didn't go for cover. What is he thinking? Oh. Uh-oh. No freaking way. Oh, I told you it was going to take something big. This could be it. Keith Lee off the top rope. Power bomb off the top rope. I nearly lost my voice there. Power bomb off the top rope by Lee. And that is all. Keith Lee finally defeats Matt Riddle via pinfall. After 3 matches, Keith Lee finally defeats Matt Riddle in an incredible contest. Incredible by both guys. That is one heck of a trilogy. And in the end, the King of Bros will bask in the glory that is Keith Lee. Man, but that's a lot of injuries between these two throughout those matches. Both of these guys are going to be out for quite a while rehabbing those injuries. But in the end, Keith Lee comes out ahead with a brutal powerbomb off the top rope. Congratulations to Keith Lee. Matt Riddle, he's got nothing to be ashamed of. Those were incredible matches. When did he change his shorts? Never mind. 2 good bros making amends after an incredible contest. Congratulations to Keith Lee. That was an incredible contest, and we still have more to come. We have our DCW Tag Team Championship main event, Gallows and Anderson versus the Undisputed Era. And this main event found itself after Balor Club defeated the Undisputed Era at Dead Man Walking, earning Balor Club's Gallows and Anderson a tag team title match here tonight. So it was actually Undisputed Era that defeated Gallows and Anderson for the tag team titles. So Gallows and Anderson could find themselves as 2-time DCW Tag Team Champions. All they have to do is defeat Undisputed Era here tonight. No managers involved. 30-minute time limit for the tag team titles. Let's find out who are going to be our tag team champions heading into this new era of DCW here in a couple of episodes. Yes, that's right, folks. Like I've mentioned in the past, we are switching back to 2K19. So the question lies, who is taking the DCW tag team titles over there? Will it be Gallows and Anderson, or will it be Undisputed Era? No matter what game it is, 2K20, 2K19, Undisputed Era want it to be their time. And Kyle O'Reilly may have a big opportunity at doing that by defeating Luke Gallows here of Balor Club. Balor watching on from the back. I'm sure Adam Cole is doing the same, cheering on their buddies. Oh, big forearm. And another Northern Lights suplex there by Kyle O'Reilly to the much bigger Luke Gallows. You would think that Gallows would have the advantage here in this matchup, being the bigger man, but Undisputed Era, their smarts, their craft, makes them a whole lot easier to fight against big guys like Luke Gallows. You can break him down. Guys like Luke Gallows are like trees. You just have to break down the trunks. Gallows back in control here. Kyle O'Reilly in the corner of Balor Club. Carl Anderson tags himself in. Big kick to Kyle O'Reilly. Follows it up with a splash from Gallows. And now Carl Anderson, machine gun Carl Anderson, I should say, in off the tag. Sending Kyle O'Reilly off the ropes. Big kick from big kick from Anderson to Kyle O'Reilly. Now could be looking for the Death Valley driver. Yes, indeed, planting O'Reilly on the mat. And now it's up to O'Reilly to try and make the tag to his tag team partner, Bobby Fish. Let's see how this comes out ahead for him. Ooh, now Carl Anderson cutting off the ring from Undisputed Era. Oh, but Kyle O'Reilly able to take back advantage, and now the advantage is in the house of the Undisputed Era. Dropping the knee onto the head of Carl Anderson. And now Kyle O'Reilly very furious at the loss of the Undisputed Era at Dead Man Walking. I don't even think Kyle O'Reilly really got tagged into that matchup. It was only a few minutes long, but ever since Bobby Fish and Finn Balor went at it in that matchup, it was all Finn Balor. And when Balor hit the coup de grace, Bobby Fish wasn't able to kick out, and the Undisputed Era lost. I'm very interested that we didn't get Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong as a tag team in this matchup. You would think that the Undisputed Era would see Bobby Fish as a weak link, but, I mean, 100%, Bobby Fish, no matter what you say about the guy, he's an incredible athlete and an incredible tag team champion. It just wasn't his night. But will tonight be the Undisputed Era's night to retain the tag team titles? That is the question that we are wondering here. Carl Anderson off the brainbuster on O'Reilly, and somehow O'Reilly able to roll the shoulder up. It has been back and forth thus far here in this tag team title match. One of these teams has to get back the advantage, and it looks like it's going to be the Undisputed Era dropping Carl Anderson on the top rope. And those nylon ropes, they are not soft, not one bit. Now O'Reilly off the ropes. Oh, taking Anderson down to the floor. And now Luke Gallows having to rally for his tag team partner to get back into this. Oh, Kyle O'Reilly trying to take down Carl Anderson on the outside. Carl Anderson, oh, with a Death Valley driver on the floor. But Bobby Fish coming in and taking down Carl Anderson, stopping the onslaught of his tag team partner. And now Bobby Fish, and this is legal. This is legal. The referee continuing his count. If the Undisputed Era win by countout, they retain the titles. I mean, heck, if they got themselves disqualified, they would retain the titles. But I think they want this to be a definitive win here. Oh, Kyle O'Reilly on the top rope. Oh, Carl Anderson nearly made the hot tag to Gallows, but Kyle O'Reilly cutting it off with a huge dive off the top rope. And now continuing the onslaught of Carl Anderson, thanks to Bobby Fish earlier. Anderson creating some separation. The shotgun drop kick. Carl Anderson has the opening to make the tag to Big LG. Here we go, Luke Gallows in off the tag, running wild. And Bobby Fish taking off the apron. Kyle O'Reilly all by himself. Backbreaker by Gallows. And Luke Gallows, he's hungry. He's full of piss and vinegar. He wants those tag team titles. Another backbreaker to O'Reilly, possibly softening him up for the Magic Killer. Now Bobby Fish taking into the matchup. Bobby Fish just getting tossed around like a rag doll from Luke Gallows. Now Gallows putting Bobby Fish in the corner. Referee got knocked down. You gotta be careful there. Oh, and Bobby Fish met with a DDT from Luke Gallows. Back and forth these guys go. And now Luke Gallows with a big choke slam to O'Reilly. And Carl Anderson with a big smile on his face. He can feel the tag team titles heading their way. Oh, O'Reilly trying to shut down the momentum though. Guillotine choke. And the referee's checking. Oh, Carl Anderson though, in to break it up. Jeez, this tag team match, there's a lot of stuff going on. Carl Anderson, ooh, keeping the match alive for his team, taking down Kyle O'Reilly. And O'Reilly having to crawl back to make the tag to Bobby Fish. And he makes the tag to Mr. Fish. Luke Gallows still down, knocked out from that guillotine choke. And now Bobby Fish, the legal man, putting Gallows away from his partner. Ooh, kicking at the legs of Gallows. Is the strategy going to pay off, though? Gallows, yep, he fell down in the corner. Riddle strikes. Oh, but Gallows caught the leg again, spins him around. Tosses him into the corner. And this could be their opportunity. Oh, shot to the gut. Carl Anderson tagged in again. Another shotgun kick. Gallows with another splash. Continuous offense on the Undisputed Era. That's what it's going to have to take to get those tag team titles. Oh, and Carl Anderson doesn't see Kyle O'Reilly sneaking in from behind. And Kyle O'Reilly logging in the guillotine choke this time on Carl Anderson, helping his teammate. Kyle O'Reilly not the legal man. And he's going to have to break that hold immediately. Oh my God. And Carl Anderson, I think, made them, I don't know what happened there, malfunction at the junction. Undisputed Era, Fish and O'Reilly meeting on the mines. Bobby Fish, oh, saving his partner from a brainbuster, but, I mean, the way O'Reilly landed, it didn't look like he got better of that exchange. Gallows tags himself in. This tag team match is just breaking down into utter bedlam. Who is coming out as the tag team champions here? Fish and O'Reilly or Gallows and Anderson? Gallows sent off the rope. Oh, Bobby Fish takes him down. Carl Anderson, though, still a factor in the corner. We are back to square one for both of these teams. Luke Gallows, ooh, sending Bobby Fish into the corner. Luthez press. And Bobby Fish taken down. O'Reilly cheering for his partner to get back in the match. Oh, but O'Reilly sent back into the match himself, but not in a good way, not in a good place. Oh, brutal gut buster by Gallows. And now Bobby Fish, oh, trying for a forearm. Gallows sending him into the corner. Luke Gallows discussing with Carl Anderson what to do next. Roll 3 times. Big kick. Calls it up. Big splash. That is 3 times we've seen that move. And it's been effective thus far. But will it pay off? Could be setting themselves up for the Magic Killer. Gallows trying to get on the right side of the ring to set up for the Magic Killer. Kyle O'Reilly's still a factor in this matchup, though. Oh, yes, there it is. Makes the tag, setting it up for the Magic Killer. Here we go. Gallows slams him down. Magic Killer. Is this going to be enough to win the tag team titles? Fish back up to his feet. Yes, there it is. We have new tag team champions. The Magic Killer pays dividends. Gallows and Anderson win the tag team titles here tonight. Balor Club tastes gold again. And you know Finn Balor is somewhere smiling with that Money in the Bank briefcase. He has the golden opportunity to become a world champion in the future. And now he has the tag team titles in his stable. Gallows and Anderson pick up the win here tonight and are your new DCW tag team champions. Man, the Undisputed Era haven't been having a good time thus far here in DCW. And it just gets a little bit worse for them, but a little bit better for the Balor Club. Congratulations to Gallows and Anderson, the new tag team champions.